Hi design thinkers, my name's Matthew Sear and today we're jumping back into Figma. We're going to be building out a basic design system from scratch. This is part 2. We are going to set up that basic size collection. We're going to be setting up our scale collection, and then we're going to be able to align those, set up some padding, set up some rounding, and then also set up our font sizes. So if you'd like to learn how to build a basic design system from scratch, you're in the right place. Sit back, relax, and let's jump into the video. All right, here we are inside of Figma. We are going to start by building out the local collection of variables. Right now, I have a empty project, and what I want to do is I'm going to actually create size collection. So I'm going to call it size, and then the goal here is that we want to create some units and we're going to increment those, and these units are going to be those primitive units. This allows us to be able to quickly change them in and out, and it allows us as well to have one set of values that we can then use in different ways across our project. Now, the good thing is, when you're thinking about sizes and you're like working with a basic kind of design system, we really don't need many different sizes. There are a lot of common sizes that we can actually use here. So we're going to start over here. I'm going to actually add a new number variable, and I'm going to call this one size. I'm going to give it a little dash, and then what I'm going to do is I'm also going to define that little unit. I'm going to do a 0 unit to begin with, and then I'm just going to duplicate it, and I will backspace those values there, and I'm going to use this as that copy value, and I can give this one a 2. Now I'm going to create a sizing where I'm going to increment every single time by 2. Now you can choose 2 or you can choose 4 or 8. I recommend an even number, and that will be aligned to the padding and to our rounding and to our font sizes. So by saying this one's a 2, these values are going to be a direct 1-to-1. So I can duplicate that once again. I can create a 4, and I'm going to continue down here, and I'm just going to manually be creating all of these values going through. And this, by the end of it, we'll actually have ideally probably something up to 32. All right, there we are. We have our sizing units, and we are now able to take these and start to actually align them to the other actual sizes. Now, as a handy tip, I would recommend by selecting all of your units and actually just chucking them into a group. And that means we can call this group as well our size, or we could add some sort of value to quickly search them up. So I'm going to actually put a hashtag because I know that I can quickly use the hashtag symbol as I'm aligning these values. So let's create a new collection, and this one will be called scale. And really, I want this collection to hold basically all of my different values for like padding or rounding. And what this allows it to do is means that I can add in different modes, which I can allow for all of my padding plus rounding plus other sizes to adapt to those different modes. And what that looks like will be defined a little bit later, but what we'll do is we're just going to set up a first run over of a, let's say, mobile first scaling value set. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new number, and I'm going to use t-shirt sizing. And t-shirt sizing is where you've got like XL, medium, small, and that is a nice and easy one to use. So I'm going to go, let's say I'm going to expand this one where I'll have a 2XL, and I'm going to duplicate this down, and I'm going to then do an XL. So what I like to do here, instead of adding in multiple X's, having like at least a 2, and then you could have a 3. It just means that you can actually have a number that just explains how many x's they're going to be, and it makes it a lot simpler. And what we can do is start to actually ally by right clicking on this, and I can go to ally, and that now allows me to grab that value. And this is where we start to interpret that value differently, because over in our size collection, this is just incrementing by 2. But if I go back to this one, I can go, for example, I can turn this into my padding group. By doing that, now I have a group and I have a group of padding. And what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to actually increment it up by 4. And I'm going to use my size collection to do so. So I'm going to start by creating a line there, and then I'm going to go 4. If we multiply 4 by 4, I can go to 8. And then for here, I'm going to go create 4 will give me 12. We're going 28. So there we go. I have my padding units, and instead from padding units, I'm using my sizing, but I'm incrementing up by 4. And the great thing is now I've set this into a group, I can actually just duplicate this group. I can now rename it. I can call it round. So with my round, I would usually start either by having an 8 round, or I could have less. You could actually have a 6 round. I'm going to have an 8 one here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm only going to increment this one up by 2 each time instead of 4. Which means that that one is going to be my 10. That is definitely still my 12. And this one will be my 14. And then finally, I'll go to my 30. And now I have these new actual round set, and it has a nice increment that works more effectively for rounding. And then finally, as I said, we're going to actually do our font. So we can actually just duplicate that once again. We can actually just call this font. And we could add dash or something, and then we're going to add size. Now I'm not going to actually have too many font sizes, so I'm actually going to just eliminate some of these by just delete that, and just for simplistic sake, we're going to only have a couple of font sizes. All right, we're going to start by having, let's say, a smaller font size. I'll go to 14, and then I'm going to have my larger one at 16. But now I'm just going to choose this one. I'm going to actually use this as, let's say, a display font, and I'm just going to choose a 24. Now, as you can see, I didn't actually increment these by any specific value. I just used them in a way that made sense for my needs here. So for a simple purpose, there you go. And now what I have here is the ability to have all of my different values all set up in this collection. This is where we can start to transition this over and start to think about, well, maybe this is our mobile first. What does this look like when we want to start setting up for a tablet or for a desktop? Well, we can easily now, because we've set all of these up, we can just press the plus button. I can call this one, for example, mobile, and over here I can actually select this and I can call this my tablet, and finally I can call this one my desktop. And now I have this whole sizing collection, very simple sizing collection, but I can actually now start to adjust the values so that they are working appropriately for my different sizes so that I can switch between them. Now, you could just go ahead and you can set up some really simple principles. Like for example here, maybe we're looking at just increment each of these by an extra 2. So I could actually go through and I could just simply click and add on those extra 2 values. And as you can see, because I've set this up and I already have all of those size variables, it actually makes it really nice and easy for me to just assign that updated value. And let's just grab a block just to kind of represent the sizes. I can actually just go to that, for example, that width. And you see how I got those hashtags? You know, if I wanted to, I could press hashtag and I could actually just see the sizes for the hashtag. Or if I wanted to, I could go to my padding. I could just press P and there's my padding. And what I can do is I can actually choose, for example, any of these variables that I have set up here. Let's say I'll choose that one there. I'll go back to my padding and I'll also choose that there. And as we can see now, this is just a block, of course, not a padding as such, but now I can simply go from my mobile to my tablet to my desktop, and it should change in size. So there we go. Basically, we've set up in a really nice way to have our actual collections set up, and we have a very basic overall variable collection for a base size and scale. Any additional like changes you want to make, you can now simply grab and add more sizes or more scaling inside of, or more sizes inside of here. You can also adjust these at will, and this is the fantastic part. You can take things out, you can add things in. That's why we use variables. You'll be able to find this project in the link below if you'd like to look at it and check it out. And until next time, design thinkers, keep thinking, keep creating, keep building amazing things, and I'll see you all in the next video. All right, thanks.